Alrighty folks, welcome back to Sweaty Palms. Speaking of getting sweaty, just a great introduction to our sponsor for the week, which is once again me with quality content, my clothing line at qcathletics.com. Because you might wear it to the gym and then you get sweaty, so it makes sense. I'm not wearing it right now just because most of mine are waiting wash and I can't get new ones because you guys bought most of them. So I appreciate you for doing that. I can't get my own clothing. Anyway, feel free to check it out. Let's start off with number 19. Bruh, I'm literally having a panic attack. When the wall you're on is blocking the wind, and also your ability to grammar properly, but you have more important things to think about, like your own safety and not plummeting to the ground. I'm just imagining being on the ground and looking up and seeing one window washer holding his phone out and the other one flailing wildly, and me being like, do I need to call like an ambulance? Is there a problem? Do we need to get the fire brigade out here to go and rescue him? Or in the age of social media, you don't know if something is being done for the sake of filming or if you have an actual emergency on your hands. Thus is the problem with social media. It's one of these days you're gonna have a real boy who cried wolf situation. But anyway, moving along. This huge ollie between two water towers. I was pretty good at ollieing growing up. I haven't done an ollie in quite some time. This is maybe one of the few things that if I had the speed and the balls to do it, maybe I'd try it. But then I'd get up there and it'd be like when I got to the mega ramp and I was like, psyching myself up for a few days. Maybe I'll try the mega ramp. Then I got there and I'm like, maybe I won't try the mega ramp. This doesn't seem like a good idea. I wish we could see like how far down that goes. They look fairly sizable. At least this is something where just an ollie is good enough. Like we are now at a point where, you only ollied El Toro? You didn't at least 360 flip it, dude? 1,500 feet with my brother. I'm assuming you're on a TV radio antenna. Yep, you're on an antenna. Nice. Nice. Good view, at least. Nice clear day. I'm glad you're not at least like feigning some sort of flailing like you're gonna fall so that me on the ground once again can be like, God dang it. The other day, these window washers are flailing. Now I'm coming across these guys on a TV antenna who seem to be in crisis. Do I just need to rescue everybody? Maybe. Oh God, dude. Whenever I see footage of late season skiing or snowboarding where there's just hardly any snow, just a like minuscule track in between a bunch of rocks and slush and ice. It makes me so nervous. Oh yeah, you're just gonna, cross the road, sick. If you mess up, you just fall on a bunch of rocks, or you just fall on your ass. Oh my God, dude, I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, it's nerve-wracking enough when if there's actually snow around, but I just don't understand. Ugh. I guess maybe it's like, hey, this stuff alone wouldn't be good enough for a video part if it were, full coverage, but because there's no snow anywhere. Did you just double backflip and you cut the GIF at the end? Seriously? How are you gonna cut it in a double backflip? You're like, the snow started to reappear. It looked like better coverage down there, so it's not cool enough anymore. Cut the clip. That's it. Nobody wants to see a double backflip if there's no risk in landing on a rock. The sand and rocks. What the heck? Is this a river flowing into the ocean? This is actually fascinating. I've somehow never seen this before. Waimea River in Hawaii. This is actually so cool. And also probably just a real great source of illness. But also really cool. Just, hasn't rained in a while. First big rain. Just all of the runoff of grossness from all of civilization up on land just flowing into this river. But, take some antibiotics before and after you go in. You should be fine. That's so cool, though. That's so, you only see this when it's on a man-made wave machine. But this is natural. That's so cool. See, this is something I'd actually try because it's probably really shallow. Just sand like a few inches below that. And if I fall, I'm only at risk of getting pushed all the way out to at least the entrance of the ocean, and then maybe I can escape from there. But it's like I don't have to worry about there being coral underneath me I don't have to worry about getting held under by a wave. Perfectly balanced. I love how many Jenga clips we seem to get on Reddit between like, no, yes, never tell me the odds, now sweaty palms. Just a lot of Jenga going on. Perfectly calculated. They look like they're at school. Clearly this is part of their science engineering project. Their teacher was like, now make sure that you calculate the center of mass and make sure that it is all over the single Jenga thing. And that'll be your homework assignment. You can leave class once you've accomplished it. See, this is amateur level. The guy from Japan who stacks bowling balls on top of Coke bottles and stuff like that, he would have the Jenga piece on an edge, okay? And it would still be standing. So, seriously, up your game. Man saving Pupper after it fell into a frozen lake. Yeah, that... Okay. All right, you're saving the dog by falling in yourself. Oh, it must be shallow. Okay, I was like, as much as I love dogs, I wouldn't be willing to sacrifice myself to hypothermia for one. I don't know if that makes me a cruel, heartless person. It's just kudos to the other dog for not being like, let me help. And then he's got a situation where he has to save 2 dogs at hand. Newton's first law at a couple thousand feet. 45 knot headwind, 45 knot airspeed equals 0 miles an hour. It seems very slow for an airplane. I didn't even know there were airplanes that could stay in the air at 45 knots is what, like 50 miles an hour? Huh. The more you know. It seems productive. Baby king cobra may be cute, but no thanks. Sorry, this has been removed by the moderators of our snacks. I assume because it's not cute enough, it will actually obliterate you if it bites. Don't cobras only extend their thing when there's like a risk of danger? Isn't that part of how they operate? Or maybe I'm totally misremembering it. But maybe it's been removed from by the moderators because this is ill-advised behavior. Hi, everybody. If you're in the presence of a highly venomous snake, don't just stick your finger 2 inches from its mouth. You may think the snake loves you, but the snake does not possess emotions. You cannot anthropomorphize it. I'm sorry to all you snake lovers. Let's go kite surfing, they said. Well, I honestly don't know how you prevent this. I have a couple people in my family who are really, really big kite surfers, and like, this has never happened to them. I think they've gotten pretty high up before, but just straight up getting like blown up into the atmosphere like this, I think they've managed to avoid. And I don't like, what is the difference? I guess you have the size of the kite, and oh god. You have the size of the kite, which you have to choose depending upon how windy it is. But even so, like 2 people with equivalently sized kites, I don't know how you manage to control it so that one dude there in the foreground, he's just like having a good time. And the other guy is getting flung up into the stratosphere. Oh, he landed it, dude. He just landed it and kept going. He's like, no big deal. Maybe he tried to catch that sort of air. He's going for like the biggest air ever when kite surfing, which I bet it, like world record for that is so ridiculous. Some guy he committed to it. He's just like, hey, let's ride it up to like 500 feet. Sounds good to me. Controlled madness. All right, boys, we got some parkour. What was the point of dropping the rag? Was it he's gonna catch it before it hits the ground? There's no way. There's no way. God, those impacts look like they really wear on your knees. Is he just gonna litter? Why'd he drop the towel? Now I'm mildly infuriated. What was the point of the towel? Why didn't he retrieve it? It looks like it's there at the bottom. He just left the towel. Why'd you do that? I get it. You didn't want to do the parkour with it, but you could have like tucked it into your waist or retrieved it. playful murder pupper. Is that a hyena? I think that's a hyena, right? Dude, we're gonna be seeing a lot more of these with the realistic Lion King remake. Maybe this is actually a CG test from the upcoming Lion King. It's just really amazing how far technology has come. Like, look at that. It's a real human interacting with CG fur, and it just looks completely real. Look at the water interaction between a CG animal and then look, it's real water because the guy can interact. God, the touching of the fur, it's so realistic. It's amazing the dynamics and hair simulation that you can get in these programs these days. Really incredible work. Okay, obviously it wasn't CG, but that's like, oh God, that's the toughest thing, is when you have like a real hand that's interacting with a CG thing and you have to somehow get the fur to go around the person's fingers, and that's always where it falls apart. Like if you ever watch Game of Thrones clips or, dragons are being pet or interacted with, there's always, you can see a little bit of mismatching between the motion of the hand and anyway, but you add fur into it, it's just a whole other, anyway. Russian having fun. In other countries like Russia, do they say, have titles of posts that are American, just having fun? And we have our own stereotype in America, because we obviously have in Soviet Russia, etc. I can't think of in Soviet Russia for this particular thing, but I will say that I think base jumping off of just a normal apartment building is a little bit worrying. Yep, just warm up your hands there. It'll save you in case you need to grab onto one of the lower balconies when things don't work out well. I guess worst case scenario, hopefully it's pretty deep snow down there, so yeah. This is why he rents the apartment, so that just in his free time, whenever he feels like it, he can just, instead of taking an elevator down, he can just parachute it. It's just a more exciting way, Elevators, they have a chance of chopping you, all right? So at least this way, the worst case scenario, it's just, he lands in a thick pile of snow. Or it all works absolutely perfectly, because we're on the Sweaty Palms subreddit, not to watch people unalive. So there we go. Line workers. Yeah, American Ninja Warrior has come very far. Is this the one where they're ziplining? Because I saw a clip not too long ago where you had line workers who were just like ziplining down power lines, and I was like, why are you doing that? That doesn't seem smart. Oh God. Is this how they like also connect the roller coaster supports? Because it was at Six Flags recently, and it was like very similar looking things to the way those are attached to each other with the metal supports with a bunch of bolts on them. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, just zip lining down the electrical wire. That's fun. Huh. Oh God, dude. I mean, I guess if you know the physics behind the electricity, you know what's safe and what's not, and you won't get yourself into trouble. Surely. Also, it's just super windy up there. Super windy, just, hanging out on the high voltage wires, having a good time. This is the most interesting montage that I think I've ever seen, and it just keeps going. So I feel nervous for him. All right. This is American Ninja Warrior before they moved it over to happening on power lines. It's just they've made some changes. This guy, I think he rock climbs. You can tell by the body type, and also just the effortless swinging from one arm. Is he gonna make it to the end? I don't know if I show an entire round of Ninja Warrior. NBC might get mad, so we'll just skip to showing the lats though. This guy does pull-ups. This man does serious pull-ups. Jesus. Bet he can hang for like 10 minutes. Meanwhile, my grip strength is like the worst thing ever. Congratulations on completing it. Absolute mad lad. That's actually shaking. That's loose. Yeah, I too go on a hike and spot a gigantic loose boulder teetering on the edge of a cliff and say, hey, get me a clip of rocking this thing for social media. It'll get lots of clicks and views. You know, you have to evaluate. You have to do a little bit of math every time you run into something like this. You have to be like, okay, what's the percentage of unaliving chance from doing this? And what's the likelihood of viewership? And as long as you have like a 1,000-to-1 ratio between the viewership and the percentage to unalive, then you're like, you know, you're probably okay. One misstep and you are... What? I don't even, like, how do you get up here to be... That's what I don't understand. How all the parkour people get into these places to begin with. They must go on guided tours, and it just must seriously be like in a movie where the person just at the back of the group kind of just does a quick slip away behind a corner into the area that's off limits. Some James Bond stuff going on. I feel like you're not supposed to be here, but it's very cool. I feel like this is much better than the guided tour. You really get to see the behind the scenes of stuff, and a truly great view. Pretty awesome. Just hope you don't get caught, I guess. A tour is sitting on top of the Pedra da Gavea mountain, Brazil. I've definitely seen... she just keeps getting closer to the edge. I've seen like numerous photos of people doing this. Anyway, I don't... Yeah, do not recommend. Once again, this will be demonetized. These videos always are on Sweaty Palms, but do not try any of these things at home or at the location, like in Brazil, if you happen to be there, and you can't necessarily do that at home because it's not your house. And the top for the last month, safety standards in the 1960s. Honestly, it's not that different. It's not really that... It looks dramatic because of the view that you have in the background, but I don't think this is very different than how things are today. I mean, if they had ski gear on, would you be saying the same thing? More or less, it looks the same as any non-high-speed detachable, any of the standard ski lifts that, you know, just swing around much quicker than the detachable ones. It's just that they're not in ski gear because it's probably... not the winter. Maybe it's mountain biking time or something. But it's like this is pretty normal stuff actually. All time. Is anyone else like, I still go to ski slopes without bars. This hasn't changed. Yeah. It's like, all right. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Sweaty Palms. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist if you want to catch any more Sweaty Palms. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And again, thanks to our sponsor, me, QCathletics.com. See you next time.